let me tell you about the Raiders. You know, for 15 or 20 years, the Raiders won games at a .876 clip. Now you don't need to be a calculus genius or know algebraic equations. .876, that's almost 9. That means that they won almost 9 of every 10 games that they played. When you want to talk dynasty, you want to talk, you want to talk about UCLA's basketball, college basketball teams when uh, when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was there, when Michael was there, the guy that played on the little cop show, he was ambidextrous too. Um, but those teams, the teams that came after Kareem with Bill Walton, they won just millions of games. There were haters everywhere. The Lakers, the Celtics, the Dodgers, the Yankees. Recently, Boston has been. Recently, the Patriots in football. Um, but with dynasties, with a team like that, everybody out that's a Raider fan probably thinks to themselves, "Oh, I could be a Raider coach." I don't know. Just being a fan doesn't make you a coach. There are many things you need to do. You need to be able to control many things at one time. Or you need to be smart enough to know you can't do that, and you need to slow everything else around you so that you can have a little control, a little say so in everything that goes on. That's what I would do, because I'm not smart enough to handle 500 things at one time. The air pressure in all the footballs, guys overdoing it on celebrations in the end zone. If they're taking PEDs when they're hitting the iron in the weight room, there are many things. If they're fighting with their wives, or if they're treating their kids right. But I'm smart enough to know that I can't handle all those things. So I'm going to delegate. I remember President John F. Kennedy saying, things go really fast when you're in this oval room. So he talked to his dad, Joe, and Joe said, well, when things are going really fast, son, since you're the boss, why don't you slow everything down? Make the topics and all the people slow down until you can get everything. That's what I'm saying. Nobody loves the Raiders more than me. I'm sure there are some guys who love them as much. Al Davis, for sure. His son, probably. I don't know him. I don't know much about him. I don't see him on TV too much, so I don't know. I guess he does, though. I don't know if he has the same passion for the team that Al had, but I do. But that's not the key either. Owning the team obviously is not the key. You need a guy. Jack Del Rio, he hired him. He's I like him. I like him. He has some good defensive knowledge. Um, I don't know if he can bring us back to glory. This is what I would say. I would go in the locker room and I would explain to these guys, we 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 don't have time to be playing around and fooling around. We used to win at a .876 clip, which means that is humanly possible, which means we can do that again. We can do that. There are 11 men on that side of the football and 11 men on this side. I need a yard. The fans would think I was crazy if I was the coach. I don't know how I would punt the ball on 4th down if I needed a yard and I was behind. The only way I punt the ball is if I have 37 points and the other team has 7, and there are 3 minutes left in the game. But if my team cannot get 6 inches or 1 yard against another team of men, of human beings, of warriors, of gladiators, of people in the UFC cage, of people in the Colosseum putting on a show for Julius Caesar with swords and weapons and shields and fighting to the death. If that is their job, then they have to do their job better than their opponent. So it's not a big deal to get 1 yard if you need 1 yard. It means that you physically have to be strong enough, mentally and physically, to move this guy out of the way so that the ball carrier, be it runner, receiver, quarterback, can go forward for 1 yard. Even if he gets hit, even he gets hit at the point of when you hand him the ball, he cannot go down from 1 hit. That's the mental part, the pain tolerance. You need that. But you need to eat right. You need to train. You need to hit the iron. You need to exercise. You need to make sure that all the muscles, all the bones, everything in your body is working at peak proficiency. All the things, everything has to be working. Now that means you have to change some things. Maybe not. If not, you're one of those kind of people that I already am in love with. But I want to tell the Raiders, forget about the penalties. You're going to have penalties. The Raiders always had more penalties than any other team. And Al Davis, a genius in football, he made a bad enemy with Pete Rozelle. He made a really bad enemy. And by costing the entity of the NFL some money and going against tradition, he made some of the other owners angry. So so he was looked at in a bad light. He made 3 mistakes. He didn't treat Marcus Allen correct. He fired John Gruden. I think that was a bad mistake. It wasn't a good thing. But and Rozelle, he made Rozelle his enemy. Maybe I won't just pile things up, but maybe Mike Shanahan might have been a guy to keep a little, kept him. But if I were in the locker room, I would tell the guys, they need to know these are young guys. These are guys that were born in 1989. These are guys that were born in 1990, 1991, 92. They never saw Martin Luther King. They don't know about John F. Kennedy's little son saluting when the cart was carrying his father. They don't know about flower children. They don't know about World War II or the Korean conflict. They don't even know about the Vietnam War. They know about Iraq and Iran. They know about the Apple and the iPhone and the Android. And they know lots of things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, because I started off saying what these young kids don't know. They know lots of things, more than I know. But some of these old things may come in handy, and they don't know those things. I will tell them those things. I will tell them that they won't ever get the benefit of the doubt in a close call. But a bad call should not lose a game for you. You should be so superior to the team you're playing that 1 or 2 bad calls does not change the outcome of the game. Okay? Sometimes you have some penalties. Sometimes a guy beats you a little bit and he's on his way to the end zone. You got to crack him. You got to crack him. He can't get there. So you might have to get a penalty. You don't want to do anything too violent or anything that may purposely harm him or be indelible or anything like that. But you want to crack that ass. Man, you got to crack that ass, man. Okay, you got to crack that ass. If the guy weighs 361 pounds and you're a running back and you weigh 190, then you have to hit him, and you have to hit him and get low enough and get to the side of him where the ball carrier is coming behind you. If the ball carrier is coming behind you, you get to the tackler and you kind of lean him. You don't have to knock everybody out like Mike Tyson did. You don't have to knock him out in the first round. You can shade him. You can scrape him. You can lean him. You can push him. You can talk enough shit to him sometime where he might start talking to you and forget about the play call. Forget about the count. When they're going to snap the ball, you might get a penalty. Might get a 10-yard penalty. But whatever you have to do, you have to find a way to win the battle. You have to move that guy. If that other team's quarterback is having a great day, you need to crack his ass. You need to make him think about something other than reading his progressions, watching who the short man is and who the hot receiver is. You need to do something to disrupt that. You need to push people. You need to hit people. You need to play like the Raiders used to play. Do you guys understand that? Jack Del Rio, if you get this video from wherever, Google or YouTube or whatever, please play it for the Raiders on the Raider team. Let them know that they can win right now. They don't have a growing period and all that other crap. They can win when they go out on the field. They can win if they do those things I mentioned. Exercise, hit that iron. Get your little things fixed up, the little aches and pains, the shoulder that's hurting. Get you a PA and a lateral. Get you an x-ray. Let the doctors look at it. Work your knees. Do some squats. Don't just do push-ups all the time. You got lots of things you can do. Everything on your body needs to be working. If everything on my body works better than my opponent, the guy in front of me, then I'm going to beat him. Yeah, I'm going to beat him. And when we get to the mental part of it, you have to know this. The pain tolerance, that's something you got to work on. You can't be thinking Ronnie Lott or Jack Tatum or Cam Chancellor. You can't be thinking somebody's getting ready to crack that ass. So I'm looking over to the side and I'm going to miss this ball. You can't, you got to take that. You got to handle that. Because that's your job. That's how you put food on the table. That's how you make universities available so your kids can go to school where they want to go to school. Because they have to go to school. You got to eat food. You got to pay your mortgage. You got to have a car. So that's how you earn your money. Do your job. If you're going to do your job, you might as well try to be the best at it. Just be the best at what you do. And if you're a Raider, you have to think about the great Raiders that went before you. You have to be better than the guy in front of you. It's nothing to do but to do it. You just have to do it. You have to do it. If you got to eat a can of spinach and make yourself think you're Popeye, you have to do that. You have to lift more weights. You have to do more push-ups. You have to, I don't know, chew tobacco, eat coffee grinds. I don't know what you have to do, but you have to do something. But you got to do something that puts you ahead of the guy. Now, when I say eat coffee grinds and spinach and eat grass from the ground. It won't kill you anyway. But you have to put something on that other guy's mind. You have to make him know, I'm here, Holmes. I'm here, toe to toe, back to back, to the wall, through the fire, to the bus stop. I'm here. I'm gonna be here, man, till it's all over with. You know, somebody may go to the hospital, somebody might go to lockup. I don't know, but I want to be fair. I want to follow the rule book. I want to do everything right, but I want to win. I want to win, man. Don't put me in a position where I might have to do something that I probably shouldn't do. You play fair with me, I play fair with you. We can hit each other as hard as we want to. When the whistle blows, that's the end of it. No fighting, no jumping around, bobbing and weaving and acting like you're going to fight and all that. That shit is schoolboy stuff. You don't do that. After the whistle, the play is over. Get ready for the next play. If that guy cracked your ass this last time, you crack that ass next time. That's how you get back. That's how you get even. You have to win. You have to win the battle. It's a team sport, but individually, you have to be a playmaker. You have to be superior to the guy in front of you. Individually, you have to make yourself supreme. And you will win if you do that. All you need to do is look at those old films. You see, youngsters today, they look at old films, but they have no idea. There was a time back in the day when the Raiders and the Steelers played, usually, I guess, for the AFC Championship. But that really was the Super Bowl, because if one of them beat up the other one, they were probably going to beat whomever they met in the Super Bowl. That's when you're tough. That's when you're tough. Now, Pittsburgh kept some continuity going, and they're still feared. They are still a feared team. The Baltimore Ravens, when they won, I heard somebody on 710 ESPN radio talking about Flacco's ability, and if there was some reduction in his arm strength or his velocity, or how straight he throws the ball, his accuracy. I don't think there's any reduction there anywhere. I think he has more of the team now. Suggs is still the big man, the guy who took Ray Lewis's place, but he's not Ray Lewis. That was Ray Lewis's team. Ray Lewis, when they won, I wrote it way before the Super Bowl that they were going to beat up whomever they played, because it was in Ray's mind. You know, some things, you knew Bettis and the Steelers were going to win that Super Bowl, the last one he played in his final hurrah, the one they played in Detroit. You knew that because he wanted it, and he's tough. When he can get cracked in the mouth and teeth be bleeding and his arm hanging off, and he still take the ball and run over 2 or 3 people and tell the quarterback, give me the ball again. When that kind of shit happens, the other guys will follow in suit, and they're going to do the same thing. You need to do that to win. You need to do that. Please, Jack Del Rio, if you see my video, holla at me. I don't have any money. I can drive to Oakland, though. I'll drive there and get a little motel room. We don't even have to talk about money. Just I get a place for me and my family. I want to get my kids in school, but we should be winning. And if you feel like I feel, you feel the same thing. The Raiders should be winning. If you're taking over the team, they should be winning already. They should be a force in that Western Division next year. I'm not talking about the combine and the draft. All that stuff is helpful. Don't listen to my conversation and think I'm just some knuckleheaded guy from the ghetto who thinks that being tough will win a Super Bowl ring. I'm really not that foolish. I'm a pretty good athlete myself. No, there are many things involved. But they need to know that they can win. They need to know that first. That is the first thing they need to know. Please tell them that. Tell everybody in the silver and black they can win. They can win right now. It's just man against man. Warriors, gladiators. Let's fight it out. Let's see who will win. Let's win, okay? Let's be supreme. Signing off. Ronald Rooney, Primo RJR.